So, I gotta ask you something. Have you gone back to a video game that you remember playing as a kid, and once you replayed it as an adult, realized that there were some things that you kind of missed as a kid and didn't realize how terrible they actually are? Yeah, me neither. But anyway, so today we're going to go over some of the most racist video games to ever come out, at least up to 2012. Because that's where I found this ComplexMagazine article, and I'm hoping that I don't remember playing these games, or if I do, I hope it doesn't bring back some terrible memories. But either way, we're going to go ahead and get into this article, so let's head over there right now. Alright, so here it is, ComplexMagazine, the 10 most racist video games. You'll be shocked how racially offensive some games can get that actually made it into the marketplace. It's all the way back from June 25th of 2012, so it's a pretty old article. Obviously, we hope that there's not games that are racist being made today. That would be kind of messed up. Well, let's start with the list, shall we? So a game called Spanish for Everyone. And this came out on Nintendo DS back in 2007. And it says, the game begins with your Mexican friend stealing your Nintendo DS and fleeing south of the border. Doesn't sound racist, from the start. Let's continue. In order to get it back, you have to go to Mexico and find him. Not only does your friend turn out to be a stereotypical thief, but out of nowhere, a horny Mexican woman appears who promises to teach you many things, with Spanish being one of them. What are the other things?
Oye, papi, pero qué volada, ven acá. Yo te doy este culito hasta que se seque el malecón.
Okay. I've never played Spanish for Everyone, nor have I heard of it, so that one's, oh my god. Pokemon Red and Blue. Okay, so, this is a platform, obviously, Game Boy. This one, I played both, obviously, as a Pokemon fan growing up, my brother had the red version, and I had the blue version, which was, the red version was a Charmander, or Charizard version, and then, the Blastoise was the blue version. But this came out, not 2006, this came out well before 2006. I don't know if this is like a remake or what, but it says, anyone remember Jinx? The big blonde-haired, big lip, oh, yeah. I remember Jinx. Everybody remembers Jinx. Jinx is not a good character. It's really, really offensive. Just saying. The Street Fighter franchise, really? Let's see, year 1987, so we're going all the way back to the OG Street Fighter game. It's a game we all know and love dearly, but in the interest of keeping it all the way 100, it's one hell of a racist game. Dulcim, the yoga practicing Indian.
Real mature, Chun.
Ow! You got me right in the teeth, you... Oh, God.
Yeah, got you on the ropes now.
You need a doctor.
Blanca, the savage Brazilian. Balrog, the big beastly black guy. And T-Hawk, the Native American. And all make up the beginning of a really bad walked into a bar joke. Yeah, I mean, I guess listen, I'm sure you can see it as like, hey, this is pretty racist and everything, but it was made back in 1987, so, I mean, I'm not excusing it, but yeah. Let's move on. Donkey Kong, really, 1981. Prepares for the flames. Bring it. Mario is awesome, but he's also a huge stereotype. We know. He's a stereotypical Italian. At least that's what he's supposed to represent, which is not always the greatest thing in the world. But I don't think that we kind of see him. Mario's just like kind of a Mickey Mouse at this point. You don't really look at Mickey and say there's a racist unless you kind of look at the person who created him. That's racist. A big funny mustache plumber, short and fat, likes money, and he jumps on Goombas. Not to mention the fact that Donkey Kong kidnapping the princess smacks some old Joseph Conrad type just because it wasn't a movie doesn't make it okay. Oh, that's facts.
DK! Donkey Kong! You know him? He's the leader of the KKK! Yeah, well...
Alright, Punch-Out! Yeah, Punch-Out, I already know. It's probably gonna be, one of the fighters. Let's see which one it is. Another game that we love to death, but have to call out for its racist content. Bald Bull, the hulkish and scary black man. Great Tiger, the turban-rocking Indian guy who wears a Bengal tiger skin. And Ryan, which sounds a lot like Aryan, the angry Irishman, as if that wasn't enough, who could forget your trainer Doc with his bugged out eyes.
After the drunken Russian collapses, Lil Mac faces off with Mr. Sandman, who is of African American descent. His opening phrase for the fight is, "Hey Mac baby, say goodnight." Nintendo, African American people have words in their repertoire other than just calling people baby. About, "Hey Mac pal," or "Hey Mac buddy." I guess you didn't know this, Nintendo, but not all black people just say baby.
Okay, I mean, yeah. Freaky Flyers, back in 2003. We're fans of the title. Cartoonish aerial racing games are awesome, but there was something about it that just wasn't right. We can't quite put our finger on, wait, maybe it's because almost every character is a walking stereotype. Sammy Wasabi, a buck-2 Japanese engineer who flies in the Kamikaze Express. Sheikh Abdul, an Arab oil gazillionaire who flies a magic carpet. Island Jack, a native. Really? This is why Americans can't have shit. This guy is pretty intense. I just don't remember, writers being kind of like, hey, I'm just gonna spit like a normal person. Like, usually they're pretty professional. This dude's just going off. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Okay, 2002. From protagonist Tommy Vercetti's one-time pal Lance Vance proclaiming his want for his brother's white lady to the controversy of blowing away Cubans and Haitians, Grand Theft Auto Vice City had no drought of racist moments, sparking a public outrage from the Cuban and Haitian community in Florida. Rockstar had to issue an apologetic press release to calm things down. That, of course, didn't stop the developers from putting in a kill the Colos? Oh, it's, yeah. Michigan and San Andreas, where you have to put holes through Mexican gang members. Is that really Rockstar's, response? They're like, hey, screw you for calling us out for being, really offensive and racist?
Huh? Ever lived out in Ventura?
No, pero...
I guess. Actually, let's look into that real quick. Let's look into this. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is from Eurogamer, and it says, Vice City racism sparks protests, more controversy hits Rockstar North's magnum opus. Activists from the U.S. Haitian community have joined in a protest against Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto Vice City at New York City Hall, claiming that the title advocates the killing of Haitians as entertainment. The protests follow a feature run by American station CBS in the section called Shame on You, which alleged that Vice City is a game with an ugly racist twist and accused Rockstar Games and its president Sam Houser of cashing in on racism and violence. Players are instructed to exterminate an entire ethnic group, howled the report, referring to a section in the game's dialogue which states, "I hate those Haitians, we'll take them out, we'll take those Haitians down." It's pretty, it's really, really messed up. I mean, if that's your, listen, I don't think it's a problem per se to sit there and have, people calling something out when it needs to be called out. It's just Rockstar's kind of punch back was them doing something even more offensive and racist. So screw you, Rockstar, for this one. That's terrible. But the new Rockstar game, Grand Theft Auto 5, I would say Grand Theft Auto 4 was the turning point for Rockstar and kind of not being so racist. when you have Nico as the main protagonist in Grand Theft Auto 4, then 5. You have Franklin, obviously, and then now 6. It looks like we're going to get a Hispanic protagonist. So Rockstar's turned a new leaf, and I think it's for the better. I think it's better to be more inclusive. Now it's more a representation of the world, or like America at large, and of course America is racist. It's not like racism just all of a sudden died out like yesterday or anything. I mean, it's still around, and it's sad, but that's kind of what it is, unfortunately. Cluster's Revenge. Okay, if you haven't heard about Cluster's Revenge, this game is one of the most offensive and racist games that even I've ever seen. I've only seen like some of the clips, and some of them are really, really messed up. But for those who have seen it, it's one of the worst games ever made. But this came out on Atari 2600 back in 1982. You play as General Cluster, who in the nude and fully erect dodges arrows to get to Native American women named Revenge, and then grapes her. Which we guess is a decent political allegory, but then shouldn't you play the woman named Revenge and proceed to savagely castrate Custer? Just saying, that'd be a better game. I think that would be far better. Border Patrol. Okay, Border Patrol came out platform browser based, so okay. Year 2002. With some of these games, you have to read between the crossed out Confederate flag stripes lines to suss out the racial connotations, but Border Patrol is, to use a clinical phrase, straight up racist. The point and click shooter lets you compels you to kill Mexicans trying to cross the border. We checked out the leaderboards, and not surprisingly, Lou Dobbs is running that shit. What? Are you serious? So for those who don't know, Lou Dobbs is an American commentator and author. He is a conservative, and I'm guessing he said some pretty terrible things in his life. If you don't call a lie, or racism, you're part of the liar. See, I agree with Dobbs. Chuck Norris agreed with Lou Dobbs.
If we look to history, our great country and freedom are under attack.
Ah, that's terrible. Wow. Alright, well, R.I.P. Chuck Norris, I guess. But let's continue here. Ethnic Cleansing came out in 2002. It was developed by Resistance Records, as in resistance to signing anyone who is in a neo-Nazi or white supremacist band. The game lets you play as a Klansman or skinhead in the quest to kill Latinos, blacks, and Jews. Offensive? Clearly, but the fact that the game doesn't have white power-ups in some extremely conflicting way makes us think that they missed an opportunity. Yeah. Most of these games I haven't played. I'll be honest with you. I think the Cluster's Revenge I knew about because it is one of the most offensive games. I've never heard of like Border Patrol or Ethnic Cleansing. I mean, Ethnic Cleansing already sounds like extremely racist, but Freaky Flyers never heard of. Punch-Out I have. I knew Punch-Out has some pretty messed up things. And then Street Fighter obviously heard of. Donkey Kong I've heard of. Pokemon Red and Blue heard of. Spanish for Everyone I never heard of. So obviously there's a lot of old games that have a lot of these terrible things that we try not to remember and try to forget, and games that would not ever be made today, and it's a good thing. But yeah, personally, I think it's great that we are more diverse in our games, that we do have strong female protagonists, that we do have people of all different backgrounds, of all people of all different colors, shapes, sizes, whatever it might be. It's one of the best things, and what makes gaming great is it's so inclusive. And these games, thank God they're not made today, although Pokemon is definitely not as bad as it used to be, obviously. But Punch-Out, I think the newer Punch-Out that came out on the Wii was definitely upgraded. I would have to go back and check. But maybe some games that were on this list. Obviously, it's a list from 2012. But if you find or know any games that are extremely racist or should be placed on this list in like a new updated 2024 list, let us know in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to check out the description below. All our other channels are located down there, including CrazyRocky's channel, Smokin Sessions, which Tribe Podcast channel, which is going to be moving over to Smokin Sessions. We have a lot of great content in store for you in 2024, and just appreciate all the love and support. The comments have been amazing to interact with our audience, and if you subscribe to us, we appreciate that. It helps our channel grow. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all in the next gaming sessions.
I space out of my head to the depths of the universe. It's a spell or a chance just to open up a newer curse. If I swim too far, then my head goes under. If we take it as it is, then there ain't no wonder. It's hard to imagine